Yeah, if that's one thing you take away from the segment is that, because again, that's something so easy you can stop doing is just don't talk about yourself. And if you have the inclination to do so, just stop it. Thank you so much for joining us again on Second Act TV. Welcoming back Treva Brandon Scharf, the dating coach and host of Done Being Single. Thanks for being here, Treva.
I am back in the hot seat.
Yes, you are. We've got a great topic today, I think. What is it that makes someone genuinely attractive? You know, once you're past the facade. I love this.
So I did get a chance to look at that list before we started today. What's interesting about these points is that some of them, what I can see, are things that will make you attractive. Some of the other points on the list are what will keep you attractive. Do you understand the difference, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So what
Yes.
makes somebody genuinely attractive? The first thing they say here is they slow down. That attractive people project confidence, but what does that really look like? And they're saying if you're hurried, that looks like you don't have confidence that you can keep someone's attention. I thought this was interesting.
This slowing down is something I always advocate for. I believe in it. I remind people all the time, slow your roll, slow your thinking, slow your thoughts. It is attractive, and it does sort of convey a type of a confidence that you're not jacked up, that you're not going a mile a minute. But there is something attractive about someone that just kind of feels comfortable in their skin.
You brought up the key word, I think, that comfortable. That if you're so comfortable that you can make somebody else feel comfortable, that
Yes.
automatically becomes an attraction. And I've never really thought about that. That's slowing down and just letting somebody feel comfort in projecting it, that makes you very attractive in interacting with others.
Yes, it does convey a sense of self-assuredness. I can't explain it. You know it when you feel it. It's just,
Yeah.
it's sort of a natural, like, oh, this person is sure of themselves, or at least they're faking it, and that's cool too. Catch yourself. This is very important. Self-awareness.
Mhm.
All of these points
Yeah.
require a very high level of self-awareness, which we cannot have enough of.
Yeah. This one we've talked about a lot, but you can never talk enough about it, is that someone who is genuinely attractive, that their body language is open, welcoming, and expressive. And they give the example here that, if you walk into a room and you're with the intention of meeting someone, and who would you approach? Someone who is, facing the wall on their phone and,
Yeah.
have
Arms
it
crossed.
arms
Yeah.
crossed,
Yeah.
or somebody who's, looking in the room, making eye contact,
Yes.
smile.
Well, listen, if we're talking about meeting IRL, yes, body language is just speaks volumes. This is what we all have to be aware of, how we are being perceived. So
Mhm.
the folding of the arms, being on your phone, don't even get me started about the phone. We're going to talk about that. You want to
Mhm.
be warm and approachable. For those of you that are out of practice with making eye contact or smiling, get used to it. Just flash a smile, make some eye contact. I've talked about this a million times, everybody. A little tiny, just turn the corners of your mouth
Upside.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yes, it's
Mhm.
all it takes.
That's actually point number 4. I'm glad you brought that up. They're usually smiling. That is so important. Like you said, just a little smile.
It is your immediate icebreaker. It says that you're a warm person, you're approachable. It says that you see this person. People want to be seen. They
Mhm.
want to be acknowledged. There's all kinds of benefits. And by the way, smiling sends chemicals to your brain that actually make
Mhm.
you feel good.
Yeah. They make another really good point here is that smiling, I never really thought about this. Smiling is universally understood. No matter where you are, what language you speak, whatever, a smile just conveys openness. It's approachable. It makes you attractive. People who are genuinely attractive are mostly, I mean, they tend to smile a lot more.
Mhm,
So
mhm, mhm,
that's simple, simple, simple.
mhm.
Uh, Here's another one that makes you genuinely attractive is people that make you feel special, important, and recognized.
It's everything. It is showing, expressing interest and curiosity. It's very appealing. It says so much about you, and it's also giving, you're telling that person that they're interested, they're interesting,
Mhm.
they're interesting, and you are interested.
The best example really is when you first meet someone and all they do is talk about themselves. There's nothing more off-putting to me than somebody
Yeah.
that just tells me how great they are. I wonder, let's discover that. Let's not, I don't need to hear that. That's an immediate turn off. But if somebody asks me about me, well,
Yes.
tell me about that. Oh yeah, well,
Yes.
and really think about that. When somebody asks you about yourself, are you not drawn to that person because you're feeling heard? And this goes for men and women.
No, it's a lovely compliment. It makes you want to keep going. It makes you want to know the person. It makes you want to tell more about yourself. It's really nice. I will
Yeah.
say though, on a first date, it's
Mhm.
nerve-wracking, and people do tend to talk a lot because they're just nervous. And I get that. So have a little understanding and, forgiveness if people
Mhm.
kind of chatty Cathy when you first go out with them.
No, that's a great point, because the nervous talk or the talking a lot can absolutely be a nervous thing. We've
Yes.
mentioned that in other segments.
Yes.
And that's unfortunately can be really off-putting. So we have to keep bringing that up. So you don't do that, so maybe next time you're on a date, you're just self-aware that I'm not going
Yes.
to just talk, especially
Yeah.
about
Good.
myself.
Good. Good.
All you
Good.
have to do is ask questions.
Yes.
Maybe for you and I, that's easy because that's what we do. We ask questions. But I don't know. To me, that's just a really easy way of interacting versus having to say something, especially on a first date.
Right. Correct. And exactly, it gives you stuff to talk about. If you don't,
Mhm.
or if you're feeling nervous, always ask questions. It's great conversation starters.
So, what else makes you genuinely attractive? Always leading with kindness and maintaining standards for what you'll accept. There's a lot. There's a lot in this. There's a lot in that. Yeah, kindness, being nice to others, I guess. But to me, what sounds more important than anything, what you're willing to accept for yourself.
Yes. So again, I say some of these are things that will make you attractive upon, a first sight, right? And then this stuff is the stuff that keeps you attractive to someone. Because
Mhm.
when we first meet someone, we don't know, are they kind? Are they nice? Are they good
Yeah.
people? We don't, do they have a good soul? We don't know all this until we've been talking to them for a little bit, or, a few dates in.
Well, and their point in this that's really important is leading with kindness, but not people pleasing. I think that's what the difference they're trying to draw. You don't want to be the nice guy that
Okay,
that
okay,
is
okay.
walked all over, or the people pleaser who will give up what they want just so, to please this person is what I call a people pleaser. That leading with kindness doesn't mean that you give up your self-respect, because nobody respects or can love or even like someone who they don't respect.
Yes, and the over giving, as you were
Mhm.
mentioning, it's again, it's sort of like a nervous response. Or if they really like the person and there's a lot on the line and there's a lot at stake and you want that person to like you back, I get that. You tend to go over, you tend to do things that you
Mhm.
don't really want to do, or go over the top.
Yeah.
So as you calm down and go to point number one, slow down. As you get more comfortable with yourself, you get more comfortable with the person, you won't be doing too much, you won't be over efforting. That
Mhm.
comes with comfort and, I guess,
Yeah.
confidence.
I had to learn that when I look back at some of the stuff I did in the beginning, thinking I was
Yeah.
helpful, and I just
Yeah.
just ran it off. I mean, oh God, I won't get into any of the stories, but I look back at this now, so was that crazy? How could I not know that this was just, over the top people pleasing? So this to me is something everybody really needs to think about. Are you maintaining your self-respect in getting what it is that you want as well? Not being selfish, just, being in a
Yes.
relationship or growing with someone that where you both get what you want.
Yeah, I would say the thing to ask yourself, if you're ever sort of worried or self-conscious about this, are you trying to be something that you are not? Are you
Hmm.
trying to be something and someone for this person that you really aren't?
Yep.
And now that will answer your question. Am I being authentic? Is this something I'm not comfortable with, but I'm doing it anyway? And we all do it in the beginning.
Yeah.
We all
Well,
do.
and there's a
Okay.
difference, a fine line, I guess, between that and being open-minded to doing new stuff.
Of
Because I
course.
always wrote it up to being open-minded, but it was more than that for me. I was open-minded, yes, but then
Yes.
I pretended I liked it more than I really did because anyway.
Yes. No, we all do it. It's human
Yeah.
nature. But I would just, again, self-awareness,
Hmm.
see yourself, watch yourself, hear yourself, catch yourself, and respect yourself, most importantly.
We're starting to come to the end. I want to make sure I get a couple more in here. This I thought was interesting. They are someone who's genuinely attractive. They are perpetually honest, meaning they're people that tell it like it is, not in a ugly way, but they don't become or they don't change their opinion or whatever. That what you're getting, and that is really attractive.
It's super attractive. It's says so much about that person's character. There's all kinds of opportunities to show your honesty
Hmm.
and authenticity and little tiny ways,
Yeah.
which is a good signal. It signals to that person, I'm with a straight shooter. I
Hmm.
can trust them. I can feel comfortable with them. But again, these are things that you won't know in the beginning, right?
Hmm.
You're going to have to work into this.
Well, and this is not necessarily recognizing it, but recognizing it also in yourself. That am I being, am I telling it like it is,
Yes.
or am I doing something, or all of a sudden change my opinion because it's not socially acceptable or whatever. I mean, I don't want to get started on this, but politics is one.
Yeah. 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 No, no.
It's
Yes.
and that's what I mean. You don't change on a whim to accommodate someone or that who you're trying to attract. I mean, that's
Right.
just a
Correct.
huge
Yes. Yes.
mistake.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. We already talked about open mind. Oh yeah, always learning and open-minded. That there's a big difference between being intelligent and intellectually curious. Let's talk about that for a minute. That's important too.
So I'm a big fan of intellectual curiosity because it says to me, this person is really interested in leveling up, opening their mind, broadening their horizons.
Hmm.
Who wouldn't find that attractive? That comes with the curiosity, asking questions. Tell me more. Oh my gosh,
Hmm.
you had this experience. Wow,
Yep.
this is incredible. I find just on a personal level or professional level with my clients, the ones that really succeed, the
Hmm.
ones that really benefit are the ones that cannot ask enough questions.
Hmm.
They can't get enough information. Give me more.
Right.
What do I need to do? What do I need to know? This is really fascinating. Let me write this down.
Hmm.
Those are people, especially at this age, that I know are going to be lifelong learners, which
Hmm.
is super attractive. It's very sexy. It says to me, wow, this person isn't slowing down anytime
Hmm.
soon and wants to know more.
No, I absolutely 100% agree. And the person that comes to mind when I say this is Paul. And as we've gotten to know each other, like we're going on 12 years now. But I realized just how intellectually curious he is and how
Yes, he is.
incredibly attractive that is. He can go into any room or join any conversation and have something to add or maybe even lead.
Yes,
And that
yes,
just blows my mind every time we're with different
yes.
people.
Yeah, it has all kinds of benefits. Number one, he learns, and then the person he's talking to feels valuable.
Right, exactly.
It's a
Exactly.
compliment to the other
Right.
person that
Right.
I am listening to you. You are
Hmm.
giving me valuable information. It's
Hmm.
fascinating. Tell me
Yeah.
more. I mean, I know people that can't stop talking about themselves. It's
Mhm.
just not attractive.
No, it's horrible.
It is really, and maybe it's nervous on their part, nervousness or insecurity,
Hmm.
that they feel that they have to just tell you every little thing, and it's a bunch of, it's either
Yeah.
not, and it borders on narcissism because you don't know,
Hmm.
is this coming from a place of insecurity? Do you feel like you need to, impress me? Self-aggrandizing or one-upping or, you know, name dropping, whatever it is that it's just annoying and not attractive.
Yeah, if that's
Yeah, go
one
ahead.
thing you take away from the segment is that, because again, that's something so easy you can stop doing is just don't talk about yourself. And if you have the inclination to do so, just stop it. Don't talk
Yes,
about yourself unless you're asked. And then you
yes,
answer and then you turn it, what about you? I mean, that
yes,
those little things make you so engaging and
yes,
attractive. I
engaging.
just, yeah.
Right. Even friends, even just people,
Yes. Yes,
not even
absolutely.
romantic, just
Right.
platonic.
Exactly. Exactly. Finally here, let's end on this one. They maintain a sense of privacy. And I really want to get your opinion on this, that maintaining an air of mystery draws people to you. Now, I don't believe that they're implying here to, play games. I think it's no TMI. How do you interpret that?
What do they say? Discretion is the better part of valor.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that at all times. It really is true. But
Mm-hmm.
with that said, I do feel, especially at a certain age, at a certain point in life, who doesn't have stuff, who doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have baggage, who doesn't have some flaws, some imperfections, some challenges, some
Right.
suffering, some pain, which I sort of find to be engaging in a
Mm-hmm.
way,
They're
and
battle wounds that you
bonding.
want to
And
hear about.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and bonding.
Yeah.
And I say, and I'm a big fan of leaning into that. Lean into it, own it,
Mm-hmm.
turn all that stuff. You can turn all that stuff that you would normally think isn't attractive, and you
Mm-hmm.
can make it attractive.
Mm-hmm.
You spin it that way. You own it. You say, this is what I've gone through. And because good for you. You went through something, you've gotten to a certain age, right? And there's a lot to feel pride.
Right. You just
There's
don't
a
want to do that on a first date.
no, but little things
I'm
that you can
kidding.
drop in that
Yes.
say, hey, I've lived a life, so have you, and I get you.
Yeah, lots to think about here. I'll link to the article because there's oh gosh, several more points, so you can read it yourself, see what you think. Treva, we're coming to the end. Is there anything else you want to add before we wrap this up?
So I want to say another couple things about appearance, because if we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about attraction, so appearance, grooming, personal presentation, a little effort, because
Mm-hmm.
that is what I hear. That is a constant complaint I hear from both men and women. And
Mm-hmm.
again, the smiling and the eye contact, the ultimate thing you
Right.
can do to attract and be attractive is to smile and look at someone.
Yeah, and it's so easy. Treva, as always, I will link to all of your information. And as everybody knows, Treva is a fabulous coach. If you want a little extra help, the link is in the show notes. Talk to her. She's fun to talk with. And
Oh
of course,
yeah.
pick up the book, Done Being Single. It's
Yes,
a
thank you.
fabulous, fabulous read that where Treva really lets you into her life and gives
Yeah.
you some wonderful advice. So Treva, again, thank you for your time. And I look so forward to having you back again soon on Second Act
Yay, thank
TV.
you. Mwah. Bye bye, and bye everybody. See you all soon. In the comments section. See you in the comments section.